Micah Parsons trying to work out his situation with the Dallas Cowboys. As we were putting together our thoughts and ideas and potential talking points for the pregame show last night, before Terry McLaurin asks for a trade and rips up the outline, I was exploring the Micah Parsons situation, and this really is amazing to me, and I hadn't understood this with the clarity that I now do. The Cowboys believe that they did a deal with Micah directly, and the Cowboys like to do that. They like to negotiate directly with the player. Direct negotiation with the player, handshake deal in March, and Micah says, talk to my agent. And they still haven't. To this day, or at least to be 100% accurate, as of yesterday, hadn't talked to him. Talked to him about other players, talked to him about other issues, have not engaged David Mulugeta, who represents Micah Parsons, to negotiate the contract that they think they worked out with Micah. You can't not deal with the agent. It's a CBA violation. The commissioner is prohibited from approving a contract that wasn't finalized by the NFLPA certified representative of the player. It's unbelievable that the Cowboys think they can get away with this. So this is where we are with Micah. Call his agent. And, we don't drag our feet and this, that, and the other. Look, this is as simple as it can be. Call his agent. It's impossible to finalize a contract if you don't call his agent.
So why aren't they? I don't understand. If they feel like they've got a deal, I mean, you'd think you'd run up to the to use a draft analogy, feel like you run up to the podium with that card. If you've got a handshake deal with the player, you got a verbal agreement, and all you have to do is finalize it. You're happy with it. Micah's happy with it. Why wouldn't they do it? I don't understand it.
Well, a couple of possibilities. Maybe they twisted his arm and got him to agree to a number before Myles Garrett got to 40. It was definitely before T.J. Watt got to 41. And 40 was the magic number. 40 is not the magic number anymore because you've got different agencies, you've got different individuals. There's no way that Athletes First and David Mulugeta is going to agree to a contract where Micah Parsons makes less than or the equal to T.J. Watt. And there's a good reason for it. Watt and Garrett are on contracts number 3. Watt and Garrett, Watt is over 30. Garrett is close to it. Mike is 26. He, of course, should make more than them. Now, is it $41.1 million per year? Is it 42? Is it 43? I've always thought 45 is the magic number, but I think the Cowboys are trying to avoid that. And I think whatever they believe they convinced him to take when they tried to deal with him directly, and he may have, I try to make fewer and fewer Seinfeld references because they really are dated, but it almost reminds me of the time that he accidentally agreed to wear the puffy shirt because of the low talker that he couldn't understand. Like, it's possible that the Cowboys heard what they wanted to hear when they talked directly to Micah, and their position is you agreed to 40. You agreed to it. And he's like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I didn't agree to anything. I was just trying to end the conversation. I told you to call my agent. But it's asinine. And this is why the Cowboys, this is just a tangible example of why they screw these negotiations up and they drag their feet and they end up paying more later. Each one has its own story, but the ending is the same. They wait too long and they pay too much.
Yeah, this is complicated, though. I'm always, I shouldn't say always, but most of the time, I look at it from a player's perspective and I say, I understand the player's the limited amount of time that you got your career, get what you can when you can get it. And I do agree with that with Micah Parsons, except I don't know where I would slot him because of his history with the Cowboys. It's not like he sets their culture and he is a model for everything that they like all around. They love his talent and they love what he does on the field, but then he does some things in the locker room. It's not like he is Mr. Cowboy. So there's that. And then, yeah, he's younger. He's younger than Garrett and T.J. Watt. Is he better than those guys? It's a debate. it's a debate. Like both of those guys are defensive player of the year types. We know TJ Watt is Mr. Steeler, does everything. So I don't know. I might say 40. I don't think if the hang-up is that he needs to be paid more than TJ Watt or Myles Garrett. I can't believe I'm saying this, Mike Florio. What's going on? I might be with the Cowboys. I might be on the Cowboys side and say, yeah, I don't think you should make more than those guys.
Well, I'll disagree with you on that. I think he should. The question is how much more? Is it one of these deals where, like with TJ Watt, when you break it all down, he's making $1 million per year more than Garrett? Will it be 41.1? We see some of those sometimes where it just barely, by $100,000 per year, beats the prior high water mark. Or will it be 45? And I'm in the mindset it should be 45. I think Mike is completely dominant. I think he's the best defensive player in football on paper. Now, does he get to produce the way that others do? No. But when you consider the age and the production, I think he's the guy. He's the guy. And if the Cowboys have misgivings about Micah Parsons because of his podcasts or he's not Mr. Cowboy or whatever, then trade him. I said that 2 years ago when the Vikings were dragging their feet with Justin Jefferson. If you don't want him, trade him. And when you start seeing the teams line up to make you a significant trade offer and they're willing to pay him what you're not, maybe that's a message to you about what you should be willing to pay him. So whatever it is, it's odd. And I think the fact that Micah showed up, now again, you can be a bigger distraction in the building than out of the building, but I think the Cowboys are going to try to kick the can to next year. That's been my prediction for a few weeks now. $24 million, 50-year option, kick the can to 2026, and do the franchise tag dance. I think that's what they would like to do. But the question becomes, and it goes back to Terry McLaurin, is Micah Parsons going to rely upon the back tightness that has kept him from practicing in training camp to justify not playing in games? Is he able to say, I'm not going to play in games? Maybe he's the guy, Michael Holley, who should say, I'm not playing in the playoffs. Now, the Jones response would be, that's fine, we're not making it to the playoffs. But that's the thing.
I knew that was coming.
And look, and now here's the gif that he posted last night in reference to him and Trayvon Diggs, the bad boys, one last time, and people are losing their minds about this because it's being interpreted as Mike is saying this is my last year with the Cowboys. Now the Cowboys have a franchise tag or two that would say otherwise, but maybe that's his next step, to request a trade, to say, I've given everything I can to this team, and I can't give anything more. I'm ready to move on to a new team. He could do that. You can say anything you want. The question is, are you willing to take the blowback from the fans and the media for whatever you say?
Yeah, I think he could do it, but he really doesn't have to. All you have to do is use Jerry Jones's words against him. Jerry Jones, he didn't mean to negotiate. I don't think he did in public, but he said about Micah. Remember, he just said it. Hey, he's the most talented guy we've had. Just hey, he's the most. And go back. We've had some talented guys here, and Dion and all this, but Micah, he does so many things, and he's smart, and on and on. Okay, so you think he's the most talented Cowboy? You can't. Why would you trade the most talented Cowboy? You're going to lose that trade no matter what you get in return. The Herschel Walker trade is not going to happen anymore, not in this era. So why don't you go ahead and pay him? I think ultimately he will get it. It won't be a smooth path because these Cowboy negotiations never are, Mike. It won't be a smooth path to over $40 million, 42, 45, whatever it is, but he's ultimately going to get it. And I don't think he'll have to ask for a trade to get it.
Well, Stephen Jones said last weekend Micah has to want to be.
He'll do the dance.
Yes. Stephen Jones said that Micah has to want to be paid. And back to what we first talked about on this specific topic, they need to call his agent. They believed that they did a deal with Micah, and Micah said, call my agent. And until you call the agent. And I'd hate to think that this is the most basic, stupid, we don't want to make the first move. That we're waiting for David Mulugeta to call us because then we're operating from a position of strength. Because he made the first move. He must want to get a deal done. He wants to get a deal done worse than we do. I remember when I was practicing law and you're thinking about trying to settle the case. It's like, do we call them or do they call us? Because if they call us, then we're going to say, oh, you must really want to settle this case. Isn't it weird that it's that simple and that basic that you're fearful of making the first move because you know what you'll say if the other side makes the first move?
Yeah, it's not like this anymore, but back in the dating days when we were dating, like years ago, it was that, when do I call? But now, you drop into the DMs, you text. It's not a call at all. But
still the same. It's still the same. It's still the same mindset. Who's making the first move?
Yeah. Should I call? Is it too soon? Should I wait a day? Or a couple of days. I never waited, by the way. I never waited. Just go ahead. Go ahead. I'm just going to call. Whatever. We'll see what happens.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.